In this video, we're going to learn how to multiply rational expressions. Recall that rational expressions are ratios of polynomial expressions. When we multiply rational expressions, we start by looking at each polynomial and the numerator and denominator of each rational expression and factoring it completely if we can. Then we look to cancel like terms and simplify. So let's get started. If we look at the numerator of our first rational expression, x squared minus 5xy minus 24y squared, that can be factored. We can use the AC method to factor this trinomial. So recall, a is the coefficient, the lead coefficient, b is the coefficient of our middle term, here it's negative 5, and c is the coefficient of our final term, here that's negative 24. So in this case, I'm looking for factors of a times c, negative 24, that add up to b, which is negative 5. And those factors will turn out to be negative 8 and positive 3. So I'll use those two new terms, to replace my middle term, negative 5xy, like this. X squared minus 8xy plus 3xy minus 24y squared. Then I'll factor by grouping. So I group the first two terms, I group the last two terms, and I look for the GCF from each set. For the first group, x squared minus 8xy, I have a GCF of x, so I'm left with 8x minus 8y. For the second one, I have a greatest common factor, or GCF, of positive 3y. So I factor that out, and I'm left with x minus 8y. Completely factored, this polynomial is x plus 3y times x minus 8y. If I look at the denominator of my first rational expression, x minus y, here in green, that can't be factored, so we leave it the way it is. Now let's look at our next polynomial, x squared plus 6xy minus 7y squared. That can also be factored using the AC method, where a is 1, c is negative 7, and b is 6. Factors of negative 7 that add up to 6 are 7 and negative 1. So I'll rewrite my polynomial, x squared plus 7xy minus xy minus 7y squared. And I'll factor by grouping, first two and last two. In my first group, I have a common factor of x. If I take that out, I'm left with x plus 7y. In the second group, I have a common factor of negative y. So if I factor that out, I'm also left with x plus 7y. Completely factored, this polynomial is x minus y times x plus 7y. When I look at the denominator of this rational expression, the piece in red, x plus 3y, I see that it can't be factored any further. So now I'm ready to rewrite my problem. I have x plus 3y times x minus 8y divided by x minus y. Then I have x minus y times x plus 7y divided by x plus 3y. Now I look to see where I can cancel. Well, just like with multiplication of fractions, I can cancel diagonally, I can cancel vertically, but I cannot cancel horizontally, that is, straight across. Here it looks like I can cancel diagonally, or cross cancel, x plus 3y and x minus y. That leaves me with x minus 8y times x plus 7y. This result represents the product of our two rational expressions. That's it for this example, and I hope that you found this video to be helpful.